Hey, I know I stated that I was going to do the continuance from domestic violence. The one particular incident I left out, because it is a whole story that encompasses another issue of suicide. And suicide is real. I used to think like people could be so selfish to do that. I had a play brother, may he rest in peace, DeMarcus Smith, that committed suicide July 8, 2009. He was a church-going guy, and, who knows what happened that day because there was someone else in the apartment. But it's real. I had a nephew, may he rest in peace, Donnell Mitchell, a couple of y'all know him. He committed suicide. It's real. But my incident occurred before there, so when I was going through my suicidal phase, I didn't know that it was possible to be so selfish until it happened to me where the thoughts came. Majority of y'all don't know this, and now because I have grown past and I have opened up my heart to be forgiven, it took a while because I got a lot of backlash from opening up about it, and I lost all my friends. A lot of y'all in Burke County don't even speak to me and don't know why. And it was probably because people were saying bad things about me during this time period, and no one really knows. At 15, I was raped, and it caused some issues within my family, and dealing with the situation that had happened, the tragedy, and dealing with, my family split apart. I couldn't handle it. As a teenager, I really couldn't handle it. And here I am striving to keep my 4.0 in high school. It really was too much for me. I lost my boyfriend. Just a lot of things were happening back to back to back to back, and I didn't know how to cope. I don't want to talk to a regular church person. The therapist wasn't really understanding. It was just so much going on at this point. I thought about suicide every day. There were moments I went like months without bathing. Like, no one know that. Whatever. And I was sleeping in the corner of my bed. Like, my bed would stay made, and I would sleep in the corner because I wanted to feel like, like the walls was hugging me. Somebody was hugging me. The first guy, I guess, that I dated from that period, put me back into that same depressed mode where I wanted to commit suicide. And how I ended up in the military was the guy that I was dating or whatever. I gave him an ultimatum. I was like, I can't date someone that isn't going to college to be something better, or that hasn't even thought about joining the military. I can't do it. So you're gonna have to do one or the other. So he's like, well, I'm not doing school. So, I'll do military. So I was basically following behind his footsteps to support him. Like, I'll take a break from school. It's no big deal. And I'll be there to encourage you along the way. Since it's something I want for you, I'll be there for you. And that's how I ended up in the military. Well, I had just left the recruiter's office on Washington Road, and I went across the street to get some gas. I didn't know I was being followed by FAR. And this particular guy, he had never been violent with me before. It was the first time. So it really caught me off guard. I just got back in my car from pumping gas, and next thing you know, windows down. I didn't have air conditioning back then. My face was getting bashed in. Dude was punching the crap out of my face, hit my head against the steering wheel. And there were people in the parking lot that watched this, guys. It wasn't the fact that he was hitting me that hurt the most. It was the fact that American citizens was watching this, and no one pulled him off of me. No one put him off of me. And that, I guess that's what hurt the most. So of course I can't see, my eyes are shut or whatever. I drive up, and to a little park spot in the back by the little dumpsters or whatever, and I'm just crying my eyes out. And I was like, God, something gotta give. All this back to back that I'm going through, this is too much for one person. Something has to give. I don't deserve any of this. I was like, you know what? I said I should have did what I wanted to a long time ago. But now I had Marion. Marion was a couple months old. So I was like, you know what? I didn't write a letter. I didn't even really know what to say in a letter. So I was like, I can't write a letter. So I went to my sister's apartment, where I was like, Shriek, I need you to take care of my child. Like, I mean, I can't do it anymore. I really can't do it. Here I am making minimum wage, working 20 hours a week, not eating because I couldn't afford to eat, and my pride was too strong to ask for help. So I literally, like, no one bought diapers or milk. I was doing it, like, off of 20 hours until it's like $100 a week. I was doing it. So where some of y'all complaining and, minimum wage now is risen about, can't make ends meet, I was doing it. So I'm not saying that I'm oblivious to the fact that hard times arise, but damn it, if I could do it, guys, I'm telling you could do it. And you're going to have to face the fact that you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do in order to get out the predicament that you are in. And you're going to have to rely on God. There is no other way around it but relying on the name of Jesus. But needless to say, I went to Shrika's apartment, and I was just telling her, you're going to have to take care of my kid. Shrika knew it was little stuff what I was going through, so she it was kind of like rough times for me or whatever. So she called campus police. She called my parents. And, I mean, my sister fought me in her apartment to not leave at her apartment. I mean, like, we got into a fist fight. And, of course, my sister at this time was 250-some pounds. I'm 180. Of course, she won. So I gave up pretty much trying to fight her. And I just broke down and cried. She hugged me. We prayed. And then I see my parents, my aunts, my uncles, my sisters, my brothers, and, her roommates or whatever. There's nothing like the power of God, guys. I'm telling you. Prayer set me free. Prayer set me free. And the faith behind those prayers, guys, I'm telling you, it will set you free. Sometimes you're just going to have to bite the bullet. You're going to have to bite the bullet and give it all to God and surrender your all. Until then, you're going to keep going through the same mess that you're going through. Y'all take care and be blessed.